So today, Nintendo announced some new hardware, but it's probably not what you were expecting. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we had some idea that Nintendo had some kind of new hardware that was on the way a few weeks ago when this FCC document with this generic block diagram came up for a new device with a model number of a CLO-001. Now, there was some speculation that this may be some type of clock device, just the name starting with CLO kind of matches that speculation. And in that FCC document, it was also revealed that the device would use USB-C for power, have a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi radio, and have a 24 gigahertz motion sensor. So all that information, it seemed to be a standalone device. It wasn't going to be some type of accessory that might attach to, say, the Switch or maybe the Switch 2. Well, today we have the official announcement here from Nintendo. And the post reads, "Wake up, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo is available for early access for Nintendo Switch Online members in the US and Canada. This interactive alarm clock lets you set a time and select from 35 scenes across 5 Nintendo titles, more titles to be added later." So just from that announcement, you probably have a bunch of questions right now, like what does this do, how can I get one, and how much will it cost? Well, let's start with what it does. As the name suggests, this is an alarm clock that does more than just wake you up. The Alarmo will let you choose from 35 different scenes inspired by 5 Nintendo Switch titles that includes Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 3, Pikmin 4, and Ring Fit Adventure. And more scenes will be added in the future, and this includes but is not limited to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Animal Crossing New Horizons. And these will be free updates that will be accessible using your My Nintendo account. Now let's take a look at some of the features. First, if you have trouble getting to sleep, the Alarmo will play some gentle music to help you get to sleep. And then when it comes morning time and you're ready to get up, the alarm will go off, and there are sounds that play from the scene that you chose, or you can set it to a random scene so you can get a variety. So for example, if you set it to the Super Mario Odyssey theme, you'd have some sounds of like coins being collected. Now if you simply wave your hand or move your body, the clock will get a little quieter. However, the sounds will continue until you get up out of bed. And there is no need to manually push anything. The clock will detect that you're no longer in the bed and will stop on its own, and you'll be rewarded with a brief victory fanfare. And if you stay in bed a bit too long, the sounds will intensify. And this is more than just a fancy alarm clock. The Alarmo will also act as a sleep tracker. It will record how much time you spend in bed, as well as how much you've been moving around in your sleep. As someone who tosses and turns a lot in my sleep, this feature does kind of have me interested. So how does it detect the motion? Well, Nintendo released an Ask a Developer article that covers how this works. And you can see here the answers from the developers. It says it's generally known as a radio wave sensor. To put it very simply, it uses a reflection of radio waves to measure the distance from the speed of an object. Self-driving cars, drones, and robots are equipped with sensors like these to help avoid collisions. The key feature is that it can recognize very subtle movements, and unlike cameras, it doesn't need to film videos, so privacy is better protected compared to cameras. Since it uses radio waves, it can be used in dark rooms, and it also detects movements even if there are obstacles, as long as the radio waves can pass through. And the other answer here given by Tamori says the sensor can detect the movement of a person in bed even when they're covered with a comforter, and it doesn't need to use images or video like a camera. Due to those characteristics, we've been discussing internally for some time that a motion sensor could also be suitable for use in a private space such as a bedroom. So there's definitely a lot of thought here given into the fact that people don't want cameras in their bedrooms, so use these radio waves and you can detect the motion just as well. And in that Ask a Developer article, they did show some prototypes here you can see. And you kind of see on the left how it just had a basic block there to get it going, and then they have more of a shape that it eventually evolved into in the center there. So let's take a closer look at the device itself. It did have a diagram here showing it, and you can see at the top you've got a confirm and dial button, you have a back button for navigation, and a notification button. And then on the front face here, you have that motion sensor at the top, and a 2.8-inch LCD screen, and a brightness sensor. So I assume whenever the lights are out, the screen will be a little dimmer, so it's not going to be just blinding you in the middle of the night. And then if we take a look at the back, you can see the speaker kind of there on the edge. And it does come with this USB-C cable, but there is no AC adapter, so you'll have to provide that yourself. And I'm not sure just yet how many amps you're going to need. Now, the Alarmo is compatible with twin to king-size beds, and it is recommended that you place it so that it's facing the center of the bed within arm's reach and no higher than 8 inches above the sleeper. And if there is more than one person in the bed, you should use button mode to turn off that alarm. And now probably the final question you may have is, how much will this cost and where can I get one? Well, it is priced at $99.99, and it is available on the My Nintendo store for NSO members and at the New York Nintendo store. So if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, you can go ahead and purchase that right now, and it does have free shipping due to how much it costs. But I'm not sure exactly when it will ship out. I'm not purchasing one myself because it's a bit much for me to spend on an alarm clock. But if you happen to pick one up, let me know what your shipping information is in the comments below and when you expect it to arrive. And if you are looking to pick one up, I do have a link in the description below of where you can order this. Now, if you're not an NSO member, this will be available at general retailers sometime early in 2025. So let me know your thoughts below. Does this Alarmo look like something that you would pick up? And what do you think about the price point of $100 for this fancy alarm clock, although it does include the sleep monitoring feature, which might be handy for some people? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.